Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. As you know, the wall is a global phenomenon which treats men and women differently. With guys, the wall is reached when we're in our 20s and we don't have much in the way of financial resources and we can't attract women that way. And with women, it's when they reach the age of 35 and they're still single and their looks are starting to fade and they find that guys are just no longer interested in them, and the guys who now have financial resources are after women aged 18 to 25, where a woman is at her most attractive. Looking around, I found this article. If you notice in the top left-hand corner, it's not a Western article, it's .ke, which is Kenya, as in Africa. And it seems that African men are having the same sort of problems with post-war women in Africa as what Western men are having with post-war women here in the Western world. It's written by somebody called Salas Nyanchawani on the 4th of January 2018. Not going to go through it, as I just one or two articles that took my interest. It's a list of how to spot a single bitter woman in our 30s, which is probably as prevalent here in the Western world as it is in Kenya over in Africa. One, she values education and career over marriage and relationship, what she calls career women. The career is their life. That's what they're focused on, and nothing can alter that. At 28, as the wall approaches, she has more liquor in her refrigerator than fruits and vegetables. Maybe, maybe not. If she's got a drink problem, it probably is. At 27, she's quaffing neat whiskey like a sailor. I don't really believe that, but anyway. 4, she's a cigarette smoking, worst case scenario, addicted to weed, i.e. marijuana. I also don't believe that. Who wants to kiss a heavy smoker who's a woman? It's like kissing an ashtray. Number 5, I can believe. Her idea of fun at age 30 is a night out with the girls. I've seen that myself here in Warrington when I've gone to the pictures. The women, they're in groups and they think that they're 18 again, but really they're not. Number 6, at age 30, she still insists on only dating tall, dark and handsome guy who is moneyed and with a six-pack to boot, i.e. the 80-20 rule. They're still as picky as anything, even though the wall is fast approaching them as the 30. 7, the idea of cooking for a man is a total turn-off for her, probably because she's had no domestic training and she never learned to cook when she was younger. 8, she's never forgiven her father for abusing her mother. Well, that's just debatable and just depends on the woman. Personal experience, that never happened in my family. 9, she has so much fashion, her fortnightly combined expenditure on manicure, pedicure and hairstyle enough to settle a month's rent for a 3-bedroom house in South Sea. This will be South Carolina, I don't know. Which means she's spending most of her money on clothes, which is identical to Western women. 10, she's excuse me. 10, she's turned on more by boardroom politics than the pleasure and humane joy of holding her baby. That's if she's been knocked up by a bad boy and fly-by-night guy. If she's a career woman, I can probably believe that. The higher up the pecking order and the food chain she goes, that's more likely to happen. She can't imagine 11. She can't imagine giving birth naturally and would rather opt for cesarean section, i.e. she's too posh to push, and she doesn't want to breastfeed the kids, blah, blah, blah. 12 shows more pants and skirts at the age of 30. In 2020, I don't think that's relevant. Maybe in the 80s with the power suit fashion sense in women, I can believe that, but not today. 13, she loves having multiple sex partners. Well, I can understand that. She still probably started riding the cock carousel when she was 18, and she just hadn't decided to get off it as yet. 14. Excuse me again. Her job involves a lot of travelling, and she's not even 30 yet. That also depends on what sort of job she has. If she's a career woman, then yes, she probably does a lot of business travelling, flying around the world, staying in hotels, and riding the cock carousel while she's there. She can easily find a parking spot at a packed nightclub on then her way to church. Not if she's in her 30s, she won't. She believes in absolute equality in marriage without any sacrifice or compromise, i.e. she's as picky as hell. And her way or no way. Now that's in Kenya. I also found this article, Why Single Men Love Growing Old, which is more relevant to us MGTOWs. It starts off with just a general description of experience of a guy, and women think men are immature. Well, men think women are immature at times because some women come across as just little girls. Perhaps it starts the first grade, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Yeah, here we are. The Golden Cross of Love. The Golden Cross of Love happens for men at age 35. That means when a man's hitting his stride. 10 years plus of savings and a career he's proud of, if he's in a profession, of course. 35-year-old men are feeling confident, yes. He knows where he's going in his life and he's got his shit together. Fitness levels are generally good. Given illnesses, if he goes to the gym and generally fit, looks after himself. And work hasn't had enough time to plague a body yet. Well, that just depends on what sort of work he does. If he, like me, if he works in a warehouse, he'll have his joints playing up. The only thing missing from a single man's life by definition is a life partner. Yeah, well, that's just debatable. By the time you're in your 30s, you're able to buy a comfortable car and a property and call your own, provided you've been saving and working since college. That just supports the paragraph above. Feeling confident. Any single man in his 30s has enough rejection from women to fill a notebook that could turn into a screenplay. Yes. Starting when he was 18, by the time he's 35, he knows what women are like, if he's got any intelligence about him, and keeps his eyes and ears open. Now we got the Golden Cross of Love for Women. It reads, interestingly enough, a 25-year-old single woman surveyed ranging from 26 to 42 admitted that 35 is the age when it becomes less ideal for single women. In fact, a number of females responded that after 35, i.e. the wall, their dating lives fell off a cliff, in italics. Partly because guys wanted to date younger women. Yes, younger women are prettier and they're more fertile than a woman of 35 whose looks are starting to fade, which is consistent with women's desires to date older men. Women went to date older men because they got more money, resources, and are settled. But older men don't want to date women their age. They want to date younger women. That's why you see so many old billionaires with women young enough to be their daughter. Or at the most, late 20s. Look at Hugh Hefner for a start. Those pictures of him with 3 women, they were all young enough to be his daughter. The Golden Cross of Love for Women is scattered. Many say that between ages 25 to 28 is the most ideal age for dating. Yes, they see the wall approaching and they want to get hitched up with a beta male or preferably an alpha male before they hit the wall. However, some said being 30 to 33 is also very satisfying. Also, that's if they've looked after their looks and they're toned and they can pass off probably for a 28-year-old. Nobody said over 35 is ideal. That's a good statement, though those above 35 have found loving older men as well. Maybe. The woman in her mid-30s said mostly dated men in their 40s, which begs the question, what happened to men ages 35 to 39? Nothing happened to them, as it goes back to the old golden cross of love. Now, and it goes into points, and at 60 years old, the activity of men drops off a cliff, since 60 is the age women surveyed will be the limit in terms of dating, since the oldest woman I surveyed was 42. Well, I'm 63, so I guess I'm pretty safe, if not totally safe, as I found I'm generally just invisible to women in general. Hey ho. And then we have a survey. Now, click the results. The golden age of cross for men, see, 35% age, that's the biggest one. 25 or under, before the men's hitting the financial wall. Now this is the interesting one. The golden age of cross of love for women, see, 25 or under, when they're at the most beautiful and they're the most fertile. Here's the wall, only 6%, and 40 plus, 5%. And then it goes into the comments. They're interesting to read. Most women that are picky now when it comes to relationships will just grow very old all alone by themselves with a bunch of cats, since they have just too many very high standards to begin with. Just too many stuck-up losers, very pathetic women out there now with too much drama, which will make many of us single men love to grow old by themselves to begin with. Well, the woman would say, you don't want to die alone, do you? I personally don't mind dying alone. I've only got to do it the once, and if I've got to die alone, I'd just rather do it tucked up in my bed when I'm fast asleep. I don't want to die in a hospital bed surrounded by my family like a bunch of vultures waiting for me to croak. But then that's just me. If you scroll down, where is she now? This is a lady, she's 48, and she says that she dated men in her 20s and they're not you, 6'2", 6-pack. Abs are not you. I'm not a cougar. Well, if she's 48, she will be a cougar. I can easily get men in their 40s all the time too. The last time that was very fit with all his hair, blah, blah, blah. And he just picks apart her post. I know this because I was one of those 30-year-old men who dated older women. They enjoyed the attention, ego boost, and sex. And I enjoyed the sex and lack of pressure to commit. Once they push for commitment, which they would, because they want to be in a relationship, I moved on to someone younger, wash, rinse, repeat, i.e. MGTOW. Anyway, I think this video's gone on long enough. I'll put both links below so you can read the articles yourself. But thank you for watching, listening. It seems that MGTOW is a global phenomenon, and single guys, they're quite happy to grow old, but women, as all these MGTOWs have mentioned in other MGTOW YouTube channels, they just don't like it because the wall takes no prisoners. Right, people, that's it. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. You know the routine. It's completely up to you. So until next Monday when I find something else to talk about, that's it. Bye-bye.